We've worked really hard on conserving Florida's natural resources and to make sure that we were taking really a unique piece of property that God has given us and leaving it to the next generation better than we found it. And there was a lot that needed to be done. When you talk about things like water quality, making sure we have the appropriate infrastructure to have good water, making sure that the Everglades could be restored. And so we set out really a bold agenda from the first day I took office, and we had a number of things that we were going to do, but one of the things we said we were going to do was do a really significant investment for Everglades restoration and water resources and water quality, and we set the price tag at $2.5 billion over 4 years, and at that time, that represented a major increase over the previous 4 years. People were happy about it, but they were like, yeah, you're definitely not going to get that much, but at least we'll make some progress if you can get a little bit more than you did. Well, for the 4 years, including the 4 budgets that I've done since I've been governor, we didn't just do $2.5 billion, we did $3.3 billion. And so no one thought that was possible. And since I took office, 48 Everglades projects have either broken ground, made substantial progress, or finished construction, including the AA Reservoir project, which is one of our top priorities. The Everglades, of course, is a diverse ecosystem, and we are protecting this ecosystem in a variety of different ways. And one of the things that we have to do is look at the toll that these invasive Burmese pythons have on the Everglades. It's just unbelievable what they will ravage when they're there. They're not native here. You know, how it got in here, I mean, there's a long history of that. But the reality is they can exact serious destruction on the overall ecosystem. And so for us, we viewed this as a challenge. We understood that there had been some efforts in the past, but we really wanted to supercharge those efforts and get more and more pythons out of the Everglades so that the rest of our wildlife there could thrive. And so what we did since I've been governor, we've put resources in this budget is far and away the most we've ever had. You know, we have $3 million just for python removal. And so that's going to really help us continue doing what we're doing. And part of it is making sure that you have the different types of technology, because the thing is if it was easy to just see these pythons, then it wouldn't be a big deal. But it's very difficult to see them and detect them. And we have money in part. I mean, there's a bunch of different things we're doing, contractors, all this other stuff, but we are putting money to develop better tools and technologies so that you can detect and remove more efficiently and more easily. I know that they've done near-infrared cameras are being deployed to detect these pythons, and so we're putting a lot on the line to be able to do it, and so we're proud of that. We're also proud of our being here for our announcement here today. And this is something that has generated interest not just throughout southern Florida, not just throughout the state of Florida. It generates interest all over the United States and even in other places around the world. And that is our annual Python Challenge. And so today I'm announcing that registration is now open for the 2022 Florida Python Challenge, and that challenge will run from August 5th through August 14th, and it'll be hosted by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission and the South Florida Water Management District. So this challenge, Python Challenge, allows the public to engage direct, hands-on in Everglades restoration. You can win prizes, and of course, you will be doing a public service. And so we have both pros at this. You know, you look at some folks, I mean, we got people like Alligator Ron that know their way around these parts. You know, you have others that are doing it even for the first time. Now, what you do have to do is you have to take an online training course in order to register for the competition. There will be cash prizes given for the longest python, as well as a prize for the most pythons caught and removed. So most pythons, you get $2,500 grand prize. Longest python, $1,500 grand prize. And we will also provide additional prizes for military and veterans who will participate. So if you want more information on this, you can register at flpythonchallenge.org. Again, flpythonchallenge.org. The competition also supports future conservation efforts by helping the state gather size and location data on pythons, as well as to help educate the public on this invasive species. So last year, 223 pythons were removed from the Everglades, and more than 600 people participated from over 25 different states. In 2021, our ultimate grand prize winner, who I mentioned, Charlie Docton, removed a record 41 pythons all by himself. And the longest python was caught by Brandon Call, and it was 15 feet, 9 inches long. So that is what, about 10 feet? So that's 10 feet. So that's a 50% bigger than that. And then the biggest one they've had are almost twice as much as that. What, about 18 feet, 18, 19 feet? Yeah. So, you know, you see that's a really significant python. So these pythons are a threat to the Everglades. They prey on mammals, birds, other reptiles. Here's the problem, though. They can lay up to 100 eggs at a time. And so keeping up with this is very, very difficult. Now, I'm happy to say in modern Florida history, there have been about 16,000 pythons removed from the Everglades. Since I took office, we've done 8,000 of that. So half of it has been just in the last 3.5 years. We've done more than 8,000 pythons. So this is something that will benefit this ecosystem. It will benefit the entire state of Florida, and we're really excited to be able to launch this. I think we've had great interest, and I think this year will be no different. So I want to thank FWC, and I want to thank South Florida Water Management District for spearheading this. And let's reel in some pythons. And so we're going to hear from Rodney Barreto from FWC. He's going to come up and say a few words about the challenge.
Thank you, Governor. Listen, let's put our hands together. There's no governor who has done more for the environment than Governor Ron DeSantis. As the governor said, this is our 9th challenge, and actually I worked hand in hand with the governor. During Super Bowl in 2020, we did the Python Bowl, and we had 25 different states who were represented here in Miami in conjunction with the Super Bowl. So, as the governor indicated, this snake gets worldwide attention, and we applaud the governor and his office for all the support. We're excited about eradicating this python from the Everglades. There's so much money being put into the Everglades to restore it. We need to make sure that once that's complete, that we eradicate it of this non-native animal. So thank you, Governor. Thank you for all your support. You have FWC's commitment that we will work with the district, the Army Corps, and all parties involved to bring the Everglades back.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Executive Director, FWC, Eric Sutton.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Chairman. It's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here. I won't take much time. I'd just like to say, as someone trained in ecology and someone that's been focused on invasive species, Florida is leading the way, certainly nationally and internationally, on how to combat these. And let me tell you what it takes. It takes a governor that's so supportive like you have been, Governor. It takes a chairman, the commissioners, it takes the board members, the policymakers to support us, and it takes everybody out here that's been out there sweating and working. This is our problem, and I appreciate the support of everyone. It's very rewarding, and I can tell you some of my counterparts in other states look to us on how to be innovative. So thank you, Governor, and thank you, commissioners and board members.
All right, then one of our board members of South Florida Water Management District, Alligator Ron Bergeron.
Thank you, Governor, and howdy, everybody. It's a great day to be in the beautiful Everglades, the mysterious and majestic Everglades, one of the natural wonders of the world. You know, when I got here today, I started thinking that I entered this environment 75 years ago, kind of telling my age. But I was 3 years old, and my grandfather was a game warden. And he introduced me to this beautiful environment, and I can remember the beauty of God's landscaping, the wildlife, and the sunsets. So we're going to make him proud and continue to save one of the natural wonders of the world, which is extremely important. And why is it important? It's because water is the most precious resource on the planet. The journey of water is the life of Florida. And I want to thank our governor, and I've watched him. We entered the Everglades on September 13th, 2018, and we had a press conference in the Everglades. He was developing a vision of South Florida to where we could have jobs and economical growth and a quality of life in our environment. In South Florida is the fishing capital of the world, the boating capital of the world. And without clean water, we cannot grow. And jobs and economical growth are important too. So, Governor, I want to thank you for your leadership, your vision of South Florida, protecting the Everglades, which replenishes the aquifer, which is our drinking water. So important. I also want to say to everyone, the Python Challenge we started nearly a decade ago, and we have removed tens of thousands of snakes out of this environment. These snakes are destroying the natural food chain, and you can't have a healthy environment without a healthy food chain. So extremely important to the environment. But it's all about we, all of you, the hikers, the bikers, the wildlife photographers, the bird watchers, the hunters, the fishermen, the conservationists, and the environmentalists, all of us, along with our professional hunters that the governor has funded for us to put the pressure on this snake that's destroying the Everglades. We need all of you. It's all about us and the Python Challenge. So I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank you, Governor, for all of your funding. He committed $2.5 billion. We're over $3 billion. 48 projects that have started, some completed, moving water south, saving Florida Bay, and stop destroying our estuaries in the Gulf and the Atlantic from quantity of water greater than natural. Redirecting water where it naturally flowed. And because of your leadership and your vision, you have given us the opportunity to make a difference for all of South Florida and 9 million people that live here. So thank you, Governor, for your leadership and everything. God bless everybody. The American dream is still alive, and long live the Everglades.
All right, so I want to thank everybody, and we're excited about the challenge, and we're going to continue to offer support for, of course, Everglades restoration writ large, but particularly this Python mission, because it is important, and the last thing we want to do is spend a lot of your tax dollars doing a lot of things to improve the infrastructure, the water flow, only to have the pythons ruin everything for future generations. And so we're working hard on